That is breakfast. We are having a great time right now. You know, I bought this protein mix, protein pancake waffle mix, and the reason I haven't tried it yet is because I feel like every single time I bought a protein mix of some sort, it always tastes completely disgusting. Like, I don't know why. I tried having protein shakes. I can manage it. I absolutely hate it. I bought some protein pancakes in the past. It did not taste good, but this one has like a very nice packaging, and I actually got this when I was in the store for I was hungry. So when I was in the store, so I just saw it and I bought it, which is why you should not go to the store when you're hungry. But I don't know. I'll try making it maybe tomorrow or something. I don't know, but we're going to have to see. Anyways, I'm about to have this, and then I'm going to show you guys what's going on with Trace there, because actually let me try showing you guys that right now, honestly, because after this I'm going to go rent a bike and ride it around, because I've been so locked in with the cardio. Like, you guys don't understand, I've been dialed in with the cardio, bro. Because I lost 10 pounds recently. I don't think any of you would notice that, but I lost 10 pounds recently, 185 to 174, I think 185 to 174, yeah. So I have been biking like 5 to 6 times a week. So I've been like really dialed in and stuff. Like, I've been really putting into work for like staying fit, which I think is important. You need to like I don't want to just keep on lifting all the time and like be super strong and then your heart isn't great. But anyways, like I was talking about Trace Dev, I just finished adding the like the system design portion, because I was getting like requests and stuff. People were asking me about like adding other languages to Trace Dev, because right now it's only in Python. And the reason why it's ideal to use Trace Dev to do interviews primarily in Python, because it's first of all a very simple language. It's used by a lot of companies, and the second thing is that it has a lot of built-in data structures. Like, Python has heaps built-in. It has a queue built-in, so like a queue that has the same time constants popping and from each end. So it's just stuff like that that makes Python very good. Like, I personally prefer to use TypeScript or JavaScript in interviews, because that's my language that I'm most fluent in. But I've done interviews where for instance, I had to like use a hip. I knew this question required a hip to solve, and I know how to solve a hip offhand. Like I've learned it before because, well, why not? I literally hipify up, hipify down. Like when you store a heap, you either hipify it up, hipify it down. You need to be able to get the index of the parent and the left and right child, and you need to be able to balance it properly. So, like I know how to implement a heap like offhand, offhead. I don't remember. I know how to implement a heap in almost any situation. However, I had already tried explaining to like my interviewer about like we already spoken about like time complexity, and the interviewer had already spoken about like the solution I was giving him, and I was like, oh, just by the way, I can't use a heap because I'll have to implement it, so I'm going to have to use an array just to kind of I kind of put like a random data structure, like, oh, just imagine this was a heap, but he was like, no, make sure that this passes. So I was like, oh my god. So I asked him like, can I just go and pull out some code for a heap, because I already I have like templates for heaps and stuff on my computer, so that was very lucky. But Python, you don't have to deal with that. Long story, you don't have to deal with Python. Anyways, let me show you guys very quickly where we are at. This took me a lot of work, but welcome back, Ugo. Building something new. If you see down here, the system design portion is now open. So what that looks like is like what the cloud actually is, servers, databases, the round trip, and then this just has like a lot of information. Like for instance, at the very end we have like interviews, URL shorteners, paste bins, stuff like that. So basically this has everything that you would need to be able to pass a system design interview. It takes you through like all the cloud related stuff, then like databases, very slowly introducing you to new concepts. You see like acid theory, cap theory. You start looking at when you want to use like a SQL versus no SQL database. You start thinking about like caching. You start thinking about like messaging queues like Kafka, TCP versus UDP, connection, REST, RPC, and like people were asking me that like it feels like there's just so much information. Because of my last video, I did a previous video about how I was able to get like my job in tech, and people were like, oh, they felt overwhelmed rather than like calmer, because it just seemed like there was so much to do. And yes, there is a lot to do, but only if you don't have direction. So I think being on TraceDev really helps with that direction, because like it's as simple as I'm going to log in and I'm going to go trade. Like it's not just because you're using TraceDev, you don't have to use the reality that you don't have to use TraceDev. You can do everything by yourself. That's what I did. You can do everything by yourself, but you just need to, whether you use it or not, you need to understand that you are going to have to put in the work. TraceDev doesn't make it automatically no work. It just makes it less work, but you're still going to have to put in the work. Anyways, you're in the Discord. If you aren't on the Discord, I want to ship this today because a lot of people on the Discord channel are like speaking about it, and just let me show you guys. We have the Discord channel right here. I have a bunch of people joining in. So really grateful to the people who have joined and are trying to like transform their life and their journey. Is very inspiring to see all these people that are working hard and like still believe in themselves. So it's great. Anyways, I'm going to eat my breakfast and then ride my bike, and then we are going to go from there.
So this is our team. This is our team.
Okay boys, so this is the fit. I'm going on the bike ride. I want to buy, you know how those Nike guys that run are so dripped out? I'll see if I can find pictures, but the runners are always wearing some crazy drip when they're going on their runs. I need that. Actually, let me get something. This, my Oakley glasses, because sometimes when I'm riding, bugs get in my eyes. So sometimes I use this. It depends on the trail I'm using, because wait, before I start yapping about that, the guys that are dripped out, those guys are so dripped out, bro. I need to find, if you guys know like what kind of biking attire people that bike wear, can you guys link it in the comments or like tell me, because I need to get my bike drip up. Like what's this, bro? The hell is this, man? Like I'm passionate about my biking, but I just don't look fresh enough. Anyways, It depends on what trail I'm using because I have been using Strava. I'm going to put like a small screen recording or whatever here. But I'm using Strava, and what Strava does, what I like about Strava is that it can create like trails for you. So you can kind of see where you're going to go. I like to do like 2 hour trails, but today I want to do like 30 minutes an hour just to kind of pass the waterfront. And then I'm going to come back home and actually go and have a real workout and maybe just ride again, because I don't like to push I exert myself when I'm riding out, but I just take this one for kind of fun, just to kind of ease off after work, just to kind of go outside, because I don't go outside that much on weekdays. And also, like, come on, it's like World Cup. It's good to be able to go out because of this, so it's great. My building has a gym inside it. My building has a basketball court. My building has like so many amenities. Genuinely, if you work from home here, you do not need to. You can genuinely live here for like, I don't know, for like months and not have a reason to go out, and you'll be very healthy and you'll be very strong. Like, there's a gym, there's everything you need inside the building. There's a pool on the rooftop. Like, bro, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do an apartment tour very soon for you guys. I think you guys need that. I'll do an apartment tour and show you guys what's going on. Anyways, don't yap too much. I'm not taking my camera with me, so I'm going to use my phone to record as much as I can outside, and let's go.
Start just line and disinfection.
That was intense. If you guys work out like bike indoors, you absolutely need to get this fan, bro. This fan stops me from overheating. Like, I am exhausted, bro. But look at the zones, though. Look at the zone. That's a little too bright. But as you guys can see, spent a little bit of time in spent just 15 minutes in zone 2 and 12 minutes in zone 3, so that was a pretty good workout, you know. Kept an average watts output of 100. Let me show you guys. So pretty good stats all across the board. I am exhausted. It has been a busy day. I'm going to go and make something right now. I'm thinking of what to make, and I'm caught between making something very healthy and something not so healthy, you know. Like I'm craving sweet and sour chicken. Sweet and sour chicken, I don't know why. I just feel like having that. And you know the good thing about knowing how to cook? When you want anything, you can get it whenever you want. Like it's a privilege. Anyways, I'm going to head upstairs right now and then I will see you guys. I'm hungry as hell right now, but I don't know, I'm craving sweet and sour chicken, but it's not the healthiest. But honestly, I don't give a shit. I am hungry as hell and I can, you know, scheme my way around it to kind of make it a little better. And I baked these honey biscuits yesterday. Like I'll put a screenshot here. But I baked these honey biscuits and they are so good. Well, not that good, but they're good enough because they are low calorie and they have Greek yogurt, zero sugar Sprite, flour. Did you guys know flour has so many calories? I didn't know that, and that is crazy because when I was younger, I would literally bake a cake. I would bake 2 loaves of a cake and then I would eat 1 loaf in a day, eat the other loaf in a day. There was a period of time I would eat half a loaf of cake every single day for like months, and I was in shape, and I'm like, why? How was I like eating all that? Because I didn't even know what a calorie was by then. So I was like, how was I eating all that? And I was in such great shape, like it's crazy. But then I remember I used to work in the warehouse. You know, I used to be picking up the pallet jack. I was on the pallet jack, you know, because I used to work at Home Depot. So I'll be at Home Depot stacking it up on the pallet jack and everything. I also used to work at Walmart too. Overnight, is it called overnight? Overnight shifts. 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. was my shift. I remember that like it was yesterday. I used to be in Walmart. I used to be in Home Depot. I used to be in like so many different warehouses. But yeah, that's why, because like when you eat like half a cake and then you walk for 8 hours straight and then you still go, cause I still used to go to the gym. I would still then go to the gym. Of course you're going to be in shape, bro. Why would you not be in shape? But yeah, anyways, that's enough yapping. The honey biscuits were amazing. I'll leave the recipe. I might forget, and if I do, just remind me. I'll leave the recipe. It was great. It wasn't that sweet, but it was low calorie and it had decent protein for a biscuit, so that's good. So right now we're going to make sweet and sour chicken, and yeah, let's see. Okay boys, so we have the sweet and sour chicken. We made a lot. It's a little thick because of what's it called? It's a little thick because I added slightly too much cornstarch, so it's looking thicker than it should the syrup or the coating should look a little thinner. Otherwise, it's so good. I got tired halfway, like because right now it's 2:19 a.m. I got so tired halfway, but like and I have work at 9. I was cooking and I was like, bro, because I was cooking everything one by one, right? Like using like pan fried so that the oil is less and then the calories are less. But bro, I'm not gonna lie, I was too tired. I was just like, man, I don't give a shit. I just poured like enough oil in there and just deep fried it. And I can't lie, the deep fried one always, something that is deep fried always tastes better than something that's baked, something that is, well, like, you know, if you're cooking the same recipe, if you bake it versus pan fried just a little bit or air fried, that's the worst one. Deep fried always tastes so good, but it's not good for you, but it just tastes amazing. Like this tastes heavenly. I don't know why bad things always taste so good, but shit. Anyways, I'm going to eat this. I also have let's see. I have the honey biscuits. The honey biscuits I baked. So I'm not eating like rice or like any heavy carbohydrates except from this. I'm going to have like 2 of this, maybe 2 of this, just 2, because I know how to ration myself. 2 of this, a lot of chicken, and then I have 0-calorie Fanta. 0-calorie Fanta is so good because first of all, it's pop, so it like expands and makes you feel fuller. But also, it has no calories. I don't know if you guys can see that. It has 0 calories. So I discovered this like 2 weeks ago, and let me show you what my wine cellar looks like right now since I discovered this. I'll show you guys. No cuts. This is what it looks like. Isn't that crazy? 0 Fanta, 0 sugar. 0 sugar Fanta. This is 0 sugar Sprite. 0 sugar Fanta. 0 sugar Fanta. And these are for guests that like want something to drink, you know. And then I have some very low calorie drinks, Minute Maid below. But like that's what I have for drinks. Cause the thing is, I love Fanta typically, but I have been like rationing and controlling myself not to eat too much because, well, it's not good. But once I found like there was an option that was 0 sugar, I just jumped on it. Now I don't know if this is good for you, and someone with more education to tell me what is the catch? Why does it taste so good and it has 0 calories? I feel like there's a catch, and I don't want to overconsume, but it feels like there's no downside to overconsuming. I read like it has this aspartame, that chemical that makes it sweet, and I saw videos that you would have to drink like 100 cans a day for you to even begin to feel a small percentage of issues, by which point you would die by like drowning, basically, like water poisoning. So I'm just like, what's the downside, and why isn't everyone drinking this? I feel like there's something I'm missing. So if you know more, let me know. I don't know anymore, and I love this. I'm going to drink this right now with my honey biscuits and my chicken. So I wanted to talk a little bit more. I bought some souvenirs from Japan, but I will probably keep that till next time. So if you guys want to like learn more about like how I became a developer and stuff like that, just let me know. I can talk about more things. If you had more questions, don't forget to join the Discord. We have a Discord now. And also check out Trace Dev if you're interested in actually becoming a developer and actually landing roles, not just learning to code for learning to code sake, but learning to code in a way that will land you high value positions, high earning positions. Check out Trace Dev. And if you have any questions about Trace Dev, join the Discord and we can talk about it there. Anyways, I have work in the morning. I'm so cooked. By the time. See this? That looks reversed. I feel like that's reversed. Anyways, it is 2:30. I'm going to see you guys tomorrow or when next. Stay blessed.